Greetings, people of the internet. This is Scott with CircWorks, and this is Fan Art Friday. So it's actually Thursday for me as I'm recording this, but so I probably won't upload it. Usually, lately, I've been recording these things on Friday when I used to like to do them on Thursday, and just so I could get it out of the way, because I usually got other stuff to do on Fridays, wrapping things up and everything. So it's nice to actually get a head start. And there's another reason why I'm doing this on Thursday, which I'm guessing you guys probably have guessed. A new Star Wars trailer just came out today, which I was not expecting at all. It's kind of funny. I was looking through my Facebook. I was reading a post or something. Can't remember exactly. But if you know how, like, the Facebook post, how they just kind of start playing, like videos will just start playing. So above what I was reading, this video started playing, and the Lucasfilm logo comes on, and I'm going, oh, what is this? It's probably one of those, fan films or something. And then I'm kind of watching it as I'm reading, and it looks pretty impressive for a fan film. And then I see this Star Destroyer half buried in the sand on what looked like Tatooine, and I'm like, oh, this looks real. So I paused it because I wanted to, pay it my full attention, and sure enough. But so what we're doing today is Kylo Ren, I believe that's how you pronounce it, I think, who, as far as as far as we can tell, is the new bad guy for the series. So what I'm kind of going to do this in the style of, I don't know if you remember, I don't know if I may have done some of these on the Fan Art Fridays, but I know I post them like to Instagram. But so I did these series of Star Wars bounty hunters a while ago. There's Bosk and Dengar. Let's see, that one I don't like. Boba Fett. I don't know how you pronounce that. Boush or Boosh or whatever. The Princess Leia. Greedo. Then you got some from like the Clone Wars. Cad Bane. What's her name? Aurora Singh, I think. But then, the classics. You got Forlom and Zuckuss, IG-88, and all those. So anyway, so I kind of wanted, I like working in this particular style, so I think I'm going to do this guy like that. So we'll see. Now the reference as far as this guy, there's not a whole lot of. I pulled up a few, so some of it's going to be kind of my interpretation of the character, but just blocking everything out with gestures right now. I was going to do a really kind of like a kick-ass action pose, but decided to keep it more like those drawings I just showed you, which are, a little more straightforward. So I want to kind of get a little bit, excuse me. Usually I do these usually at the inking stage, so I'm not thinking as much about this stuff. So hopefully I won't be too quiet. I'm working in this red pen, which I usually use like the non-photo blue, but I just decided to switch to this one. So all right, so I got pretty straightforward pose. Anytime I do a face, I always kind of put in these lines so I know where the eyes go and and like just across where the face is and everything. So we'll go in there and add a little more, I think, in a bit. But so this time around, I am actually filming with my webcam, which, you know, I feel pretty stupid actually because hold on a second, I'm just looking at some reference while I do this. I've lately, you know, if you've been watching these, you'll know that I was doing I was filming all these with my phone, and somebody in one of the chats, I forgot who it was, so I apologize, but had suggested to do it with my webcam. And I'm like, and I was trying to think to myself what the reason for me not doing it with my webcam was, and I couldn't really think about it. I couldn't come up with a reason, but I'm like thinking to myself, well, there must be some reason, or else I would be doing them with my webcam. Why am I not? So today I would go, well, I'm just going to do a test. So I open up my little recording software that comes with my webcam, and I see another video that I did from a while back, and I'm like, and it just dawned on me, this is the way I used to do it all the time with my webcam for these longer videos, because these do tend to get a little long. This one might be a little bit longer. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, because this one I'm going to take a little more time with, I think. Longer than the sketch cards anyway. So yeah, so I found this other video, and I'm like, well, why, you know, somewhere along the line, I just started doing it with these longer fan art videos with my phone, and that's why it was running out. So I'm trying to figure out, well, why is my phone not holding as much, you know, why isn't it not holding as much video as it used to, and all this stuff? And it probably never did, because I think the only ones, usually the ones I was doing, were just my, you know, my comic book update videos, the 100 Days of Making Comics. So yeah, I don't know. it's crazy. I don't know how I wound up doing that, but anyway, so hopefully everything will go a little smoother, and I'm not gonna have to worry about my video cutting off on me or anything like that. Let's see. So I don't know. I'm just trying to block in some of these shapes and things here. The costume itself isn't, you know, all that interesting. Well, I don't want to say that. I mean, it's the thing. I mean, compared to like a Darth Vader, it's kind of like a cross between Darth Vader and Darth Maul, I would guess. But I'm hoping there's a little more to it. I like the design and everything. It looks cool, but compared to Vader, it doesn't. It's not like it doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't look as cool. Maybe just because I'm so invested in Vader's costume and everything. But so I'm wondering, you know, if there's more, if there's something behind the mask or whatever. I don't know, but we'll see. Because it's basically more of the same, the black robes, you know, and everything. But who knows? Maybe something will happen to him and he'll become more damaged like Vader did. I mean, I'm really excited about this. So I'm not too worried, but I do like the design. Even Darth Maul, when I first saw that, I'm like, well, how are they going to top Vader? And then you see this and the Darth Maul, and like, oh man, I don't know if it topped Vader again, but you know, it was just different. You know, it was like, oh man, that's pretty evil looking bad guy. So we'll see what this guy's all about. I mean, I have faith that J.J. Abrams kind of knows what he's doing. So. But, you know, only time will tell. You know, in finding research for this guy, I've searched on the internet. I'm trying not to look too much other than what they officially release, you know. So I just don't want to be spoiled at all. Because I know there's people debating about what's what and everything. And yeah, I don't know if I want to get that involved. Okay, I'm going to try to. He's got a little design here on his belt, which I'm going to see if I can zoom in on one of these references and check out. I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, this new trailer, I mean, maybe it's because I wasn't really expecting it. I didn't even know it was coming out, but man, really cool. Just love the voiceover. So, like I said, I'm sure everyone's seen it by now. So, but it opens up and oh man, that Star Destroyer just crashed on Tatooine or whatever desert planet that is, assuming it's Tatooine. And then the X-wing fighter kind of in front of it, and you get the scale. That was pretty cool. So pretty cool opening, and then you get Luke's narration. And it's kind of repeating what he was saying to Leia in the Return of the Jedi, but speaking to what I can only assume is probably his niece, maybe. I mean, again, this is all speculation, but I don't. Assuming that they're, that we haven't had any mention of Luke as far as any, having any romantic like escapades. I don't know what the word I'm looking. You know what I'm saying. But not that can't be if it. I just don't think it's his daughter. Plus, according to what we learned in the prequels, which I try not to think about too much, that the Jedi's aren't really supposed to, have like family ties and things like that, which the whole thing is about. That's what the whole series is about. So, but anyway. So yeah, I think it it looks like that's probably his niece or something, like Han Solo and Princess Leia's daughter. I'm guessing. So I think the feet, according to my, I think I need to make the feet a little bigger according to my. Where's that Boba Fett one I did? I can't find it. I was trying to do a similar style to what well, here's the Dengar guy. Yeah, so he's got kind of a little bit bigger feet, but so I want to just hand to me in a fist, and of course we got to put that lightsaber. A lightsaber filled with all kinds of controversy as far as it shouldn't work like that or whatever, but I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, I don't have any complaints about the lightsaber, other than it's like now we've got to constantly coming up with new ideas for lightsabers. With Darth Maul, we had the double bladed, and now we've got this thing with the, is it hilt? I don't know what you call that thing. Really don't know what his what's under the cloak. Maybe I should have brought this down a little more. I've seen a couple different versions. Some of it looks like the cloak is a little, it comes down further, but all right, I'm getting close to the fun stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and do some erasing here. It looks like his clothes are fairly like tattered and torn. So who knows what this guy is gonna been through, if he's been hanging out. I don't know if he's out in the desert or what. All right, now we get to do the cool thing, the mask. So let's see. I'm going to sharpen my pencil. There's a lot of stuff going on here. All right. So we're gonna have like a sort of a semi profile here. Yeah, so when the trailer came out, of course I watched it about I watched a ton. I watched it about 3 times in a row, and then I had to go do some other stuff. And when I went to watch it again, and it wasn't loading up, and I thought maybe they pulled it for some reason, but for whatever reason, it was like whatever plugin it is that views videos wasn't working on my browser, because I tried to watch a Hangout, actually Jay Ferguson's Hangout, which I was on yesterday. He's been doing these Hangouts. I don't think he's really been promoting them that much, but he just flips the camera on and films himself airbrushing. And if you guys haven't seen, if I can remember, I'll put his info in the show notes. But just awesome airbrushed artists. So I went in there just to be in the chat, and he invited me on, so hung out with him for a little bit. But anyway, what I was just saying was, even when I first tried to go onto his Hangout, it was saying the same thing, that the plugin wasn't working or whatever. So I just rebooted my computer and it started working. So yeah, I was trying to figure out, which character to do. I might do another one next week. The weird thing was, I mean, I was thinking to myself, well, what am I going to do? For Fan Art Friday? I didn't really have an idea, and then this came along just right in time, and I'm like, oh, cool. I think I want to have the hood come down a little more. So again, we're sort of guessing for the most part, but looks like he's got kind of like a grate or something. And the other thing, maybe I'm looking at the picture, maybe the quality isn't quite as high as now that I look at it, maybe it's not quite as high as like on my camera. So maybe that's why I started doing it with my camera. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. So hopefully you can see that. I mean, especially I guess when I get to inking, it'll be a little better. But these, I guess there's more. The way these things come up, there's quite a bit more of those. I don't know if you can really see his neck, so I'm gonna shoot this cloak out a little more. It comes back. All right. I'm trying to think what else I can do to this guy. I mean, just everything's kind of in shadows. I want to try to make it somewhat more interesting. And I don't know if he has like a, hold on a second. I'm trying to see something here. Yeah, I don't know if he has a like long cloak, but I think I'm going to give him something hanging off here anyway. This may not be exactly what he looks like, but it should be interesting. So I'm just going to make more of a kind of a tattered cloak coming off here, because I mean there is this hood here, so and it looks like his armor or whatever he's wearing is kind of either wrapped or ribbed. So I might exaggerate that a little bit just for style's sake, I guess. I don't know if it actually comes out like that or not, but it looks cool. looks kind of more like a, you know, kind of samurai, which is pretty much what the Vader costume is based on. But so yeah, just it's really, yeah, I'm wondering, get, you know, things are going through my head, like all the stuff that I've seen in the trailer and everything. And actually, I think I was just wondering if his belt, that would be the center, but yeah, I guess it kind of might fall there. But um, the whole thing with finding Vader's mask, and it looked like, you know, obviously according to like the narration, you know, we see a little bit of Luke and where he puts his arm, his, you know, mechanical arm on R2 and everything. So I don't know if he's the one that like discovers the mask or if this guy, or, but yeah, I used to, when all the, you know, when all the prequels and you know, when they came out on or out in a theater, of course I was in line first day on all those, and I'm like, I was thinking to myself, since then I haven't really done any like openings or anything, and even movies I'm excited about, usually I'll wait a week or so for them to come out. But I don't know, I might be there first thing again. I might have to do it. I don't know. I'm wondering it, you know, if it's going to be more people like waiting than when the prequels are out. I don't know if the fandom, if maybe some people that saw the prequels and weren't happy with them aren't going to risk having more or the same. I don't know. But so yeah, I'm, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like if I'm going to be out there that first day again. I'm sure I will. But when the episode 1 first came out, there was this theater by my house, and it was like I said, I'm gonna excuse me, I'm gonna try to make his feet a little bigger just for the sake of this particular style I'm working with. And I wonder, you know, I'm just gonna draw regular boots. I don't know if there's anything to them. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so there's this theater, and it's kind of a weird theater that it was like an independent theater, and not too many people even knew about it. And it was in like this kind of new community that, you know, they didn't even really advertise. So we went there, and it wasn't really that hard to get. You know, we didn't have to wait that line or any long or anything. It was just weird, and so I remember it wasn't too bad, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, so I think this guy looks pretty good. He's about ready to start inking, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my ink out and start working on this guy. Okay, so got my ink out, and while I turned the camera off, I actually watched I watched the trailer again. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, so there's a lot of things I'm wondering about, you know, like I'm wondering what like the characters are. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that the girl is probably a Skywalker, or well, maybe a Solo, I guess, if they're I don't know, you know, who knows, but related to Luke, I'm sure. Um, but then the one guy that we saw that kind of wakes up on Tatooine in the first one, the stormtrooper guy, I was wondering, was he a, you know, is he a good guy or bad guy, and was he a stormtrooper, or did he just put on a stormtrooper costume? So I'm wondering if maybe he was a stormtrooper, and maybe he's you know he's you know, he's changing sides or something, because there's a one scene where the girl kind of holds her hand out to him, and he kind of looks, and a little bit of a distrust there. So, which could be a good angle if they're kind of enemies. That I always kind of like that in stories where enemies and they kind of have to work together, and then they, you know, end up being allies. But who knows? You know, it's all kind of speculation at this point. Then we get to see the little robot again, which I also looked at some pictures where the I don't know if they had, it was at that Star Wars celebration, and they showed the actual little robot, which is an actual real robot, the one that looks like a ball. And I was surprised he's like, he's actually a lot smaller than R2. He's like half the size of R2D2, so he's just like a little guy. I think his name is BB-8, if I remember. So I wonder what kind of the purpose of the function for him kind of rolling around is. I'm sure there's some reason for that. So I'm sure that he'll be probably in there for some good comic relief, which is good. I'd rather have it like a droid or something like that than a, a Jar Jar character or something, or Ewoks or something like that. But yeah, I was thinking because it wasn't too long ago that it was obviously they've been planning to release this trailer, but I thought it would be funny if on April Fool's Day if they released like a kind of a fake trailer and it had Jar Jar in it. That would have pissed a lot of people off. It's like Misa back. But no, they didn't give us any April Fool's jokes. So I guess Monday, they announced Monday is going to be a trailer for the Batman Superman movie, which I'm sure a lot of people are excited about. Not me. But I guess I should hold my opinion until maybe at least see the trailer. I mean, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I wasn't a big fan of the Superman movie, so I just don't know what kind of direction they're headed with that. But we'll see. What I have seen about from the Batman costume, though, it does look cool. So it looks like I've kind of always wanted it to look like. But that was the same thing with the last Spider-Man movie they did. The costume was dead on. It was perfect. The Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because at first, they must have, because when they made the first Amazing Spider-Man, the costume was like not even, they tried to modernize it or something or do all this stuff. And I think they got so much backlash from that they decided to redesign it for the second one. And in doing so, they made it perfect, better than the costume looked better than the Tobey Maguire movies. The costume in that looked certainly better than the one in the first Amazing Spider-Man. So I guess my point is that even if the costume is great, doesn't necessarily mean the movie's going to be great. I don't know. I keep saying the same thing over, but I just think that they're trying to do something similar to Marvel with making these big team movies, but they're not going to take the time to do it right. They're just going to rush through everything and throw all these characters in at once, and I just don't know. Because we've got Wonder Woman and Aquaman and who knows however many other characters they're going to throw in this thing to lead up to a Justice League movie. I don't know. Okay, I'm noticing I'm getting a little bit of smudging here. I don't know where this is coming from, but let me get a piece of paper. So if it's my hand that's doing it, hopefully that'll curb some of that. So I've got, let's see, what ink am I using? I'm using this Cotman watercolor brush, which is a Winsor Newton kind of economy line. And it seems to work okay, only it's kind of banged up. So I like this deleter ink. This one I'm not going to do in color because I'm not using this actual ink because I'm running low, but I did order some more. I have to order it from Japan, so it takes a while to get here. But I got some more of that. But for right now, I'm just gonna keep. I don't want to use it too much. So I've got. I put it in this FW jar because it's got the eyedropper, but it's actually Pelican or Speedball. Sorry, Speedball. I just all over with the different inks. So not that some people swear by different inks. I try a few different out. I like the deleter a lot, but like I said, it's kind of hard to come by. So you can see I kind of skipped the mask. I'm going to go back to that and add that in the detail. So what's going on? I didn't do an update of my 100 days of making comics because I haven't done anything really with it, and I think I explained that on the last one I did, that it might take me a week or so to get back to it, because I've been working on this client comic book project, which it's all illustrated right now. I'm just lettering it, and it's due on Monday. So hopefully I'll have some time to get back to work on my comic and get working on some stuff for the comic book convention. And I plan on sharing a lot of that stuff too. The stuff I'm working on for the comic convention. I'm gonna do like a new little series. I mentioned a little bit of it on Jay's Hangout. So if you want to go watch that, if you're that curious that you're going to seek stuff out, I don't know if I have any people that are following me that closely, but if you are, you can. I talked a little bit about on that on his Hangout. I think it's like the second airbrush, probably the most recent as far as, unless he does some more in between now and whenever you're watching this, I guess. So hopefully, I'm looking at the camera. I'm hoping this is quality enough. I'm worried that maybe the reason I started using my phone was because the quality wasn't as great, but it's an experiment. We'll see what happens here. So I don't know how long this one's going to go. With these kind of drawings, I usually take more time than I do on my sketch cards. My sketch cards are usually just pretty quick, but it seems like I've been doing a lot of sketch cards, and my goal is to switch it up a little bit, So it's good to come back to doing some full figure drawings. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do as far as when I get to filling in some of this stuff, because for the most part he's basically all black. So I don't know how crazy I want to get as far as filling in blacks. If you've seen any of my comic book work, I usually don't do a lot of blacks, even though I love that style. I love having heavy blacks in certain areas, and I used to do that, but I don't know, lately I just kind of like more of the just line work, and I don't know. So we'll see what I do here. So if you guys are watching this thing like on Friday or even Saturday, I think, I just bought, Michael's had a huge sale on paper, like Bristol paper. If you're an artist, which I assume a lot of you guys, if you're watching this, are probably artists or aspiring artists. But so I think the sale should go on until probably end Sunday. But Strathmore Bristol was buy one, get two free. And so I bought the comic book size, the 11 by 17. I bought 3 of those, and it only cost me like $15. And then also the Canson, which is the brand I prefer that brand a little more. So, and that was on sale too, and that was I think it was 40% off. And I bought the pre-ruled comic book pages by Canson. So it's already got, it's got the blue line already on it and everything. So for 4 big giant pads of Bristol, I got those for like $33, and so I just totally stocked up. So if you're interested, and if you're watching this on the day or the day after this post, you might want to go check that out because that's a hell of a deal. Assuming that you have Michaels in your area, I don't know. I think they're nationwide, and I don't know if they have them in other countries as well. But if you're in the States and you're near Michaels, you might want to check that out. But yeah, I think I need to get a new brush. So this one's looking all right, but it's kind of frayed. I dipped it in the ink and rolled it around and trying to get everything so it's not splitting apart. So we'll see. I'm trying to figure out how we're doing on time. Definitely like to keep these under an hour. I was going to test a speed video on this one, but I don't know. I don't want to switch up the format too much. I might do a speed video on something else. Now that once I finish this comic, I want to start, hopefully have time to do some more videos and things. So I got some ideas and things that I've been wanting to get to. In the game design project, that's really what's taking up most of my time. They're going to pitch some stuff, so they're kind of the art director, or the project manager, I guess I should say. He's been pretty busy getting everything ready, so I didn't put a whole lot of time in this week, so that would gave me some time to catch up on the comic book that I'm working on. So it's good. I like it when it's not a little busy because I can work on my own personal stuff, but I don't want it to get too slow where things start to die down. So we'll just see, but at least for this weekend, if I have any free time and everything, assuming I'm finished with the book, I'll hopefully have time to work on my comic and then get some prints done. I already started some, and then I had to kind of put them aside. So we'll see. So tomorrow, well, actually today, if you're watching this Friday, because I'm doing this Thursday night, but I've been on Jeff Lafferty's Hangouts too, his daily art show, which I really need to promote that more because I've been on it and I keep forgetting to post links and things. But and I'll put a link to his show in the show notes of this too. So, but he usually invites me on most days. So Fridays usually I can't do it because I'm doing this Fan Art Friday because I've been so busy during the week. I couldn't do it early, record it early. So I'll post this Friday. But so maybe tomorrow or today for you guys again, maybe I'll go on, maybe when I'm on Jeff's thing, I'll work on some of my print designs for the convention I'm working on, which is Phoenix Comic Con, if I didn't mention that already. I'm really I really want to start doing more conventions. That was kind of my goal this year, and it just didn't happen. But and there's a convention I really wanted to go to this week, and I just don't know. I don't know. It's in Tucson, which is, I live in Arizona. I live west of Phoenix, and Tucson is about good 2.5 hours south of Phoenix. Um, but there's a convention called TAPE, which is the Tucson. I wanted to say Alternative Press Expo, like ape, but tape. But I think it's Art Press Expo, which I wonder if they just can't say alternative press because of ape or something. But it looks like that's what they're trying to achieve with it. So I hope that's the case. And just a lot of times with these shows, they go into it with a um, kind of an idea or theme what they want the show to be, and sometimes it's just whatever the fans decide to make it is what it ends up turning out to be. But I really hope it's like an actual, indie alternative press type thing, because I would love to have a show like that available closer to me, because I think my stuff would do better there. Because most of the stuff I do isn't like this fan art stuff, which sells really good at your conventional comic book conventions, but it's not, doesn't do that great. I mean, the stuff that I'm doing, sometimes people, that's what, I'm looking for people that want more independent stuff. And I keep hearing about Seattle Comic Con and how that's the way it is. So that's one I really want to do, but it's getting harder and harder to get into. And it's just because it's such a long drive from where I'm at. Or if I flew, I mean, I've just got a big booth. I'd have to compromise kind of what my booth setup is and everything, or do something different. So I don't know. It's something I definitely want to shoot for, because I just hear so many good things about Seattle Comic Con, that it's really the attendees and everything are really um, looking for new things and independent things. So hopefully this tape thing will be like that. I know a few people that are attending, and if I can't, I'd like to just go check it out. I don't know if I could, take my kids down there for a day and check it out, because it's like cheap to get in. It's only like $6 a person, and kids under 12 are free. Which I'm wondering, you think that would help as far as sales and everything? Just because you have more money to spend, I guess. But I don't know. But at the very least, I'm going to ask people how it turned out and everything, because I definitely want to do that next year. But, so we'll have, with that going on here in Arizona between Tucson Comic Con, which I haven't done that one either, Phoenix Comic Con, Phoenix Fan Fest. There's another one called Amazing Arizona Con. Should be some good local shows if I can hit all those. And then I think I really want to try to do Denver next year, because I think that's one that's going to be growing, and I hear good things about that. And like, I know Jeff lives in Boulder, Colorado, so he's going to be exhibiting there this year. So I assume he'll probably be back next year. So it'd be cool to actually meet him if I could go down there. But the problem is it's like right before after Phoenix Comic Con. So I don't know. But if I have a year in advance to prepare. So we'll see. We'll see how I do it at Phoenix, but I really do want to start branching off and do more conventions, because I think that's probably one of the best ways to build a fan base. That and kind of what I'm doing now, but I'm still not doing these videos as efficiently as I want, as far as ways to like gain more subscribers and things like that. But I have steady subscribers kind of trickling in and everything. So let me, hold on, I gotta add some more ink. I'm getting low on my ink. My brush is starting to fray a little bit. It's like I gotta keep it wet so the bristles stick together. Are we in time? We're getting close to an hour, so I don't know how much like blacks I'm going to fill in on this guy. This part I'm going to do with a pen because he's got these little, I don't know what you call them. These type of little squares and straight lines and things are difficult to do with the brush. That's better. All right. See, I got some of those smudges here. Sometimes I can erase them. Yeah. I just don't know what's causing that. Okay, now I'm gonna go around the figure and add a dark outline around them. Oops. These little brushes only hold so much ink. No, I love the dry brush technique. I don't use it that much just because I don't know if it's works so much with my style, but man, people that can make that work, it looks so cool. And if you don't know exactly what that is, that's where, like, I try to keep my lines coming to a point, and the dry brush, it's kind of real rough, and it's like the ends are all jagged and stuff, and it's done well. It really gives a good look, but I don't know. It's like weird because it's sometimes the things you like you don't necessarily do, but you can appreciate them. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep the actual lightsaber blades thin, just because they're made of light. They probably shouldn't be that thick. There we go. So yeah, it was really a nice surprise to just not know what you're going to draw one day, and then the Star Wars trailer comes out. So I might do another one next week. I might do, what's her name? I forgot what her name was. I can't remember the girl, but I found a thing that showed her costume. So I might the one where she's in the desert and everything. So maybe I'll do her next week. Yeah, I already did. I mean, I did sketch cards of her, but they're just the faces, and then I did the stormtrooper. Oh, and I forgot. Yeah, there's that. It's either silver or like a metallic black stormtrooper. That looks cool. I wonder what that's all about. So yeah, I don't know. That was pretty cool. That's what I was going to draw, but there's just nothing like below the waist. No, it would just be guesswork on that guy. Oh, kind of messed up a little bit. Let me do this. I forget the. I try only to do the outlines when I'm doing these thicker lines, and I forgot that cloak was there. So. So I wonder how many other people are doing drawings of this same stuff. But oh, like I was saying, so I did sketch cards of the girl, the stormtrooper, new stormtrooper helmet, the BB-8 robot. Was that all I did? Maybe that's all I did. Oh, I didn't even mention that Han Solo was in there. Yeah, that was the weird thing. So I think I started to talk about this and I got sidetracked. But um, like the first time the trailer came out, the first teaser that came out, I mean, and we're not even talking about trailers. We're just talking about teasers. And there should be a teaser or a full trailer coming out this summer. I think it's going to be actually playing with Mad Max, which is another one that I can't wait to see. I love Mad Max. Um, so that's going to be cool. But what was I going to say? But I think just the fact that it showed Han Solo, because like everyone, no one even, you get the geeks and stuff, but with this one, I had like my phone was ringing off the hook with texts and stuff, and like my ex-wife sent me a text, and like she never usually sends me texts about anything but the kids, but she's like, "What is the new Star Wars about? When does it take place? And what's it about?" So I just thought that was funny. And then my dad called and left a message, and he goes, "Did you see that?" Well, first he told me, he's like, there's some website out there that just went public on the stock market or something. And he's like, you should put your stuff on this. Have you ever heard of this? I guess it was Etsy, which must have went public or something. I wasn't sure what he was talking about at first, but I kept listing all these different websites, and I guess it was Etsy. But yeah, he was asking me if I saw the new trailer, and so so I think just the fact that it had Han Solo in it, he was kind of excited about. So, but yeah, that was cool seeing him and Chewbacca. Even though it hasn't been that long since we saw it, and we saw Chewbacca like in the prequels and stuff. So yeah, we're getting close to an hour. I'm gonna need a little more ink here again. I'll add some blacks, but I'll just do it sparingly because he's all black anyway. Let's see. Definitely his visor. Put some black in there. And then the front of his mask, because it's kind of silver all around it, which is kind of cool because Darth Vader's pretty much all black, so it's cool to have that silver in it. It's kind of cool. And then so that's silver or whatever metallic black stormtrooper. It's hard to tell based on, but he had kind of like a cape, sort of like Boba Fett had. So that was kind of interesting. It kind of reminded me of a cross between a Cylon and a stormtrooper. Some black in there. So I don't know what else to do black. Maybe his belt in here. The inside of his belt. Sorry if I'm not talking as much as I usually do in these videos. Just trying to. The sketch cards, it's like my sketch cards are a little like easy and sloppy. This one I'm trying to make it look a little better, so concentrating a little more. It's not easy to draw and talk at the same time. That's why most people that do these they draw them first and then they do a voiceover, which is probably the right way, but I'm not always the person that does things the right way. So they definitely should have some more shadow on the inside of the cloak here. I just fix that part that I messed up on just by going over it in ink. I guess we'll fill it all in black. I was going to leave a little bit there. Do some more shadows here. Maybe some black in here. Like, so if I was going to color this guy, I could do a lot of this stuff with like grays and stuff, but I think he needs more black in his where the cloak is. That looks a little better, I think. There's just some shadow where the cloak comes over there. I'm tempted to just keep adding more black, but I don't know. Just because of time and everything. Like, add some like reflections in here, but I don't know. I think I better call this one done for now. Hold on. No more lines in the cloak here. Let me do the lightsaber blade or the handle in black. There, looks a little better. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call this one done. I don't know if I'm as crazy about it as I was hoping to be, but again, I don't have a whole lot to go off of here, but anyway. Let me go ahead and sign my name here. So there we go. This is like my first fan art for the new Star Wars movies. other than the sketch cards, but my first like full body. Can you see the? Can't see the whole thing. Anyway, there you go. So that'll do it for another Fan Art Friday, and I'm hoping to be back, hopefully early next week with an update on my comic. On my comic, Young and the Dead, another Beyond 100 is making comics, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I'll get a chance to work on any of that this weekend or not. Depends how soon I can wrap up the other comic book project I'm doing. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks again for liking and subscribing. And if you want to visit either, like I said, Jay Ferguson or Jeff Lafferty's stuff, I'll put their info in the comment section so you guys can check that stuff out if you haven't already. So I guess that's it, and that is all.